Welcome back to the Wiki Wacky Radio Show. I'm your host, Reid.
And I'm Frank. And on today's show, we'd like to welcome you to class. We hope you're ready to take notes, though, because there will be a test at the end of today's podcast.
That's right. And before you get your number 2 pencils out, please go subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and on YouTube. We would greatly appreciate it.
So today, I thought we'd talk all about tests. Sort of tests and class and things of that nature.
Right?
So I was curious. I can remember very clearly the first test that I ever took. And I've asked people before if they could remember theirs. So I was curious, do you happen to remember, is there a first big test that you stressed about or really studied your butt off for or anything like that? Is there anything that stands out to you when you were young?
No, not really. I don't know, maybe in the first grade, maybe do like a reading test of some kind. I don't know. But just in general, I know, especially in elementary school, the what did it call it? The Sat-9 test?
Oh, yeah,
Was
the
that it?
Sat-9. Yeah, it was the old Sat-9.
Yeah, then it eventually became the West test.
That's right.
But yeah, in elementary school, we had the yearly standardized test called the Sat-9. I remember doing those, and when you had, snack breaks sometimes.
Right,
Stuff.
yeah, they usually provided snacks because you were supposed to take them in sessions.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, those were some of my first memories of taking tests.
Well, mine, I remember very distinctly because we had been studying, I think it was in kindergarten or first grade. I'm not exactly sure which, probably first, I would think.
Uh-huh.
But we had been learning our numbers and how to count and things like that. And we had to learn how to count by 2s and 3s and 5s,
Right.
And denominations like that, and 10s, hundreds, so on. And the teacher called us out one by one into the hallway and would have us count. She'd say, okay, go by 2s now.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so on and so forth, and count by 5s and whatever. And it wouldn't normally stand out in my mind, except it was one of the first times that I really felt put on the spot, and I really felt my brain actively functioning and thinking, because I had practiced. I had studied and practiced, and I knew, up to a certain amount easily. I could count up to, let's say 20 very easily. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 9, whatever,
Right.
I goofed up there. But it got to a point where I had counted maybe to 40 or
Right.
something. And she never said stop. And I felt for the first time my brain started thinking other things while I was trying to do my numbers. And I'm thinking, when is she going to stop me? And how far do I have to go? And I'm hesitating. I'm like 42, 44, because I had only practiced so much.
Right.
And I'm thinking, how long do I have to count to 100? What am I?
Right.
So that just stands out to me. But then I also, it's funny that you bring up the old Sat-9 because I haven't thought about that in a long time. But there was another program I'll mention, and I'll see if it rings a bell with you or any of the listeners. But did you have the Accelerated Reader program at your school? We called it AR.
Maybe in the school, but I wasn't in it.
Well, we did. And we were encouraged to read.
Mm-hmm.
And then the encouragement was that if you went onto this website and took a test for the book that you had read, you could get these AR points. And I don't know what it was, once a month or so, they'd come around with a little cart full of things that you could trade your points in for.
Mm-hmm.
You could get special pencils or folders or I don't know, maybe a poster or I'm not exactly sure. It's been a long time. But the next thing that I'm going to sort of transition into, because like tests make people nervous and
Right.
stuff. And some people even go so far as to like cheat on tests and stuff. But I figured out early on that you didn't have to actually read the books. Isn't that a big hack into the AR program? It's all about collecting points and trading the points for things.
Right.
And I realized nobody had to watch you read the book
Right.
or anything. Nobody had to attest to the fact that you had read the book. You were self-attesting. And so they had all these titles available. Like, I don't know exactly how many to say, but let's say thousands of books. And I went on there and took test after test after test after test after test after test for books I'd never even heard of before.
Wow.
Because I figured out that if I got any of them right, and say there was 20 questions, if I got one question out of all 20, that was one AR point.
Right.
So I would just go through and take test after test, get 1 point here, 2 points there, 3 points there, and just basically scam the AR program for points.
Yeah, get free stuff.
Can you say you've ever done anything like that? Any sort of cheating or?
No. Not that I can recall.
Well, I think it was actually kind of good for my psychology because I was never afraid of tests after that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just figured, what do they matter? I had taken so many tests by second grade
Right.
that I was kind of over tests. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I've taken a bajillion of them, so I was never afraid to take a test. I'm still not. Like,
Right,
you want
yeah.
to quiz me now? Quiz me. Go for it. I don't mind. I think it's kind of fun to just be put on the spot and try to answer questions I'm not sure about.
Yeah. I usually feel like I did pretty well at test taking, depending on what kind it was. Like when you have to like write out kind of like short form essay answers.
Yeah.
Probably not so great at those. But like, solving problems. And I guess like with math or I guess any kind of matching. And always.
Yeah, or multiple choice.
Yeah,
or,
those are always pretty good. I could do
yeah.
good at those.
Well, that was one of the things with the AR program is all the tests were multiple choice.
Yeah.
So I just would Christmas tree them, just go down A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. And I could take like, I don't know, so many tests in a half hour.
Right.
Just comb through that program for points.
Right.
But how about this? Let me ask you this. I had a friend who was a notorious cheater. She would spend more time cheating, working on cheating, than she would studying. And I used to tell her that all the time. If you took half the time and just studied, you'd probably do better than with your cheating.
Right.
She'd fill out note cards and write on her arm, wear long sleeves, and that kind of thing, and
Yeah. All the
roll her
classics.
sleeve up and read. Yeah, and she'd have these note cards hidden or like taped to the underside of her desk or
Yeah.
whatever. She did crazy stuff to try to cheat. So I wonder, have you ever, of anybody, or you ever see a case where a kid maybe got, accused of cheating or maybe was disciplined for doing something?
Not that I can really recall in my school years.
Even up through college, I mean, plagiarism was a big thing. A lot of people would check your work for plagiarism to see if you had copied anything. And, we lived in an era of copy and paste.
Yeah.
So you never ran into anything like that, huh?
I mean, not like anybody getting called out in class or anything, no.
So not that you're aware of is
Yeah.
kind of what you're saying.
Right, yeah.
Well,
I'm
I've
definitely
got
sure it probably happened.
Oh, it
in
was
my
happening
classes.
around you, yeah. But I mean, I can tell you, I plagiarized something one time, and I'm totally against it. I'm an English type. I've always wanted to teach. I'm not for plagiarizing, But one time in ninth grade, it was a Thanksgiving, and I went up and visited some family members of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and I was having a really good time with them, seeing my family.
Right.
And I was told by a parent that I needed to go up and finish that essay. I was supposed to write an essay on a president. And I needed to go up and get that done before I could have any more fun or hang out with anybody. I needed to go up and work and get my essay written.
Right.
And I was totally just miffed about being told that I needed to go do that.
Right, of course.
So I went upstairs onto the computer, and I'm sitting there just angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, I don't want to write this. And I Google the president I'm supposed to be writing an essay on and trying to read this article. And then I think, you know what? I didn't have a lot of respect for my teacher at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, she won't even notice. She doesn't have the brain cells of a guppy fish, or whatever. She won't even notice. Just copy, paste, print it out, done. When I go back down to my parents, like, you have your essay written? Yep, done, printed, ready to turn in. Well, that's great. You can come and join us. We're about to watch a movie or whatever, So I didn't regret it, but I did get caught for it. That teacher without the brain cells of a guppy fish, she figured it out. And when she called me aside and told me about it, that she had figured it out, she said the dead giveaway was that I never asked you to include a picture. And I guess just because I hadn't even read the whole article, I had just copied and pasted the thing. Whoever wrote that article had put pictures, where it might be like a couple paragraphs and then a picture and a couple paragraphs and a picture kind of thing.
Right.
Well, I didn't even know that there were pictures included in it. I thought it was all just text.
Right.
She was like, that was a dead giveaway.
Right.
So I wasn't even good at plagiarizing, and I never tried it again.
You may as well have had the hyperlink at the bottom.
I know, right?
Or the URL. That's funny.
I do think that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, there's another thing that is truly funny.
I bet it is.
Well, it is, in my opinion, because I had a teacher in school who used to scream at us. She would say, don't leave blanks on tests. Never leave blanks. Always try. And she would point out things like the SAT.
Yeah.
About how you can be deducted more points for not answering a question than for getting it wrong, or something like that. About how it hurts your overall score, or whatever the way it's scored.
Yeah, the weighted.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't answer at all whatsoever.
Right.
And so she would kind of, in that vein, she would encourage us, just try. I mean, because even if you think maybe it's this, but maybe I'm way off, I'll just put nothing. Her point was, your first instinct might be right or might be closer to the real answer than nothing at all. She would say, maybe I'll give you half a point if you're on the right track, So don't leave blanks. So I happened to find a list online. This is 50 of the sassiest and funniest test answers. Sassiest and funniest.
All
so
right.
I thought I'd read a couple of these and get your reaction, because I guess maybe these kids had Sister Coleman too, and they wouldn't leave blanks, even if they don't know the answer or didn't really want to do the work. They'd put something down,
right?
So the first one, it's a picture of like a test some kid handed in, and it says Activity 3, brainstorm verbs. What do you like to do with your friends and family? Complete the sentences below with action verbs like jump, dive, float, or swim. Sentences 1, 2, 3, and 4 all say, I like to blank. And this child wrote, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it.
Oh, gosh. That's
Isn't
good.
that funny?
Yep.
The second one is called, it's from a much younger child, you can just tell. But it's a little worksheet that they had to do that's called How I Feel.
Okay.
They had to finish a couple fill-in-the-blank sentences and draw a picture.
Right.
So It says, complete the sentences to show how you feel about bugs. Bugs make me feel blank. And the child wrote, fine.
Uh,
When I see a bug, I say blank. The child wrote,
Ew.
nothing. When I see a bug, I say nothing.
Yeah.
Then it's just a picture of themselves, but it's supposed to show the expression
Uh-huh.
that they would make when they see a bug,
Right.
and he just has a blank expression. It's just totally blank.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, number 3. It doesn't show the whole question,
Okay.
but it says defend your answer at the end. Like, a question has been asked, like blah 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 blah. You have to write out, who do you think is the best president? Defend your answer. And so what they did, this
A picture
student,
of a shield.
they drew the word answer, then they put like barbed wire around it, and they drew a little soldier with a Gatling gun.
Oh, that was close.
And he says, Sarge, I don't know how much longer we can hold them.
Oh my goodness.
He's defending his answer.
Yep. Oh goodness.
Let's see.
I don't think I've ever left any kind of silly answer.
You've never what?
I don't think I've ever left any kind of funny answer.
I did one time in a math class, but I won't get into that here. I don't think it was actually that funny, but I did at the time, I think.
Right.
This one here, the question is, suggest one cause of deforestation. The student wrote, this paper.
Good one.
Words of the week. Directions. Write as many words with the same pattern uck as truck was the first example. So then this child wrote luck, buck, duck, tuck, muck, F word, yak, stuck.
Nice.
They wrote F word.
Is that what they wrote?
Yeah, they wrote F word. Yeah, and then the next one was yak. I think they messed up. They didn't do their U right. They wrote yak.
It's funny.
Finish the sentence. If I had the principal's job, I would quit and get a job I'd enjoy. Short answer number 5. Provide an example of a risk. The student wrote, no.
Okay.
You're taking a risk.
Uh-huh.
Just saying, no, I won't answer the question.
Uh-huh.
That's quite a risk, huh? This one, the 9th one says, Alice places a prepared slide on her microscope, but when she looks into it, she can't see anything. Suggest one reason why not. The student wrote, she is blind.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
That would be a reason you couldn't see anything in your microscope. Yes, it would.
Oh gosh, I like that.
I don't understand what this. There's no context for this one, but it says that it's question 3B. So there's a first part. There's a 3A, but so I don't know what the 3A is. But 3B says motivate your answer, and somebody wrote go answer go.
Yep.
Here's one. Write a question using why. The student wrote, why? Here's a funny one. It says, Rachel has 16 chocolate bars. Tracy takes 4 from her and asks for the remaining quarter. What would she end up with? The student wrote, a slap.
Yep. Taking my chocolate bars. You go get slapped.
Are you going to get a slap?
Yep.
That's hilarious. All right. This one says, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune have at least 3 things in common. List them. The student wrote, they are all planets. They are all round. None of them have McDonald's.
That's true.
It is true.
That student better have gotten points for that.
I'm not sure if she did or not. This one says, draw a small clock that shows 10 minutes past 11.
Okay.
And this student drew an analog clock that says 11:10.
Nice.
This one's funny. Daily words problems. Marcus is the strongest kid in second grade. He used to lift 12 pounds. Now he can lift 97 pounds. How much more can he lift now? The student wrote, Marcus is on steroids. They didn't do the math. They wrote, Marcus is on steroids.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah, he has to be. Oh gosh.
Oh boy, that's so funny. Marcus is on steroids.
Nice.
Oh, this one's funny. Somebody turned in their paper or whatever, and you can tell it shows the grade. The teacher has graded it and given comments back.
Okay.
And you can tell that there's a line at the bottom of the page that's been whited out. And the teacher wrote, Jackie, you can't just white out a question you don't want to answer.
Oh my gosh.
The
that's
student
good.
whited out question 7 on the test.
That is good.
I didn't have a question 7 on mine.
That is quite ingenious. What do you mean I missed question 7? There was none. What? I did not do that. That was how you gave the paper to me.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, this one's funny. Complete each sentence on the lines below. The bluebirds blank. The student wrote, sometimes chirp. The mother duck blank lays eggs. An American eagle blank is illegal to cook.
To cook.
I know, right? It is illegal to cook.
The illegality happens before the cooking. Oh, that's a good one.
I know, right? Okay, this one's funny. Draw a polygon with exactly 6 sides.
Okay.
Be sure to use a ruler. Use a crayon to color each vertex of your polygon. How many vertices did you color? The student wrote 6. What is the name of the polygon you drew? And it should be a what? Hexa
Yeah, I think
something.
so.
Hexagram or
Hexagon.
whatever. Hexagon, whatever you call it. They wrote hot dog.
Hot dog.
They named their polygon hot dog.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah, they totally did not understand
No.
the question.
Shoot.
What is the name of the polygon you drew? Hot dog.
Hot dog. Come here, little hot dog. You're my little polygon.
Let's go home. It's time for dinner.
Oh, you're so cute.
Guess what
little
we're having?
polygon. Hot dogs. No, not you, little polygon. You're just hot dog. We're having hot dogs.
Oh my gosh. This one's hilarious. It says, about how old is your grandfather? And there's multiple choice.
Oh, boy.
50, 5, or 500. And the student wrote their own in and wrote dead.
Oh, gosh.
They're supposed to be approximating age, and the student wrote that his grandfather was dead. That's great.
Gosh. Yeah. Wow. I might have said the same thing, depending on which grandpa I had thought about, and at what age I was, I guess. That's funny. Dead.
Oh, this is so funny.
Hit me.
Oh, I mean, it's just funny to me, but
Okay.
I could not imagine teaching young children. But it says, write these words in alphabetical order,
Okay.
and it lists the words. So for each question, there's 3 words in a set. There's like sets,
Okay.
right? Which suggests you're supposed to order the numbers, order the words in alphabetical order.
Okay.
So question 1 prompts you with the words take, value, and use.
Okay.
Well, instead, the student took the word take and listed the letters in alphabetical order. AEKT. Then for value, they wrote AELUV. Use, ESU.
Oh wow.
Yeah, instead of going, you see, it's
Yeah,
supposed,
putting the words in alphabetical order,
yeah,
not the letters of the words.
it would be take, use, and value.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, kids.
It's almost like kids say the darndest things.
This is funny. Come up with an equation that is true when x equals 7. Be creative. You can make the equation as simple or as complex as you want. The student wrote x equals 7.
Yep. uh, that's good. I'm pretty sure all you need is an equal sign for there to be an equation.
Yeah. This one's funny. It says, Washington's army didn't receive any support from, and the student wrote, Godzilla.
No, he didn't. That's quite a shame. Maybe he would have whipped those redcoats a lot sooner.
This is funny. The cookie recipe called for 1 cup of butter, 4 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, and 4 teaspoons of vanilla. But
Okay.
Sarah only has half a cup of butter. Explain how Sarah could still make the cookies without going to the store or borrowing from a neighbor. The student wrote, steal.
I don't think that's right.
Don't borrow from your neighbor. Steal from your neighbor.
Yeah. I think the correct answer would be just reduce the rest of the ingredients.
Right,
and
exactly,
make
right.
a less amount.
Yep. This one says, where have you smelled burned fat before?
Oh, okay.
And the person wrote, at the gym.
Oh, gross.
Oh, this one's funny. Circle the smallest number. And once again, there are sets.
Uh-huh.
Question 1, 39, 42, 67. Question 2, 17, 71, 15. Question 3, 96, 60, 86.
Okay.
The student circled 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
The question numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, sometimes I wonder. I mean, are the answers intentional or are they honest? They're. That's really what they think the answers are.
I think it's a mix.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is just a listing, and I think
course.
some of them are like totally preposterous.
Yeah.
Nobody would turn them in, but some of them actually have like grades on them from the teachers, and they're posted by parents, and the parents' reactions are like here along with it. I'm not reading everything that's on these screens here. Your calculator is showing 2,942. What would you put into the calculator to make the 2s become 6s? The student says, after you clear the number, you punch in 694 and then another 6. Then you have 6946. I don't understand that one, actually. To make the 2s 6s. Oh, I see.
They
You
just
just
delete the number.
I
and
see.
Replace them
Oh, my gosh.
instead of adding 4. Well, I mean, whatever the proper 100 or 1,000, but 4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Here's a funny one you might appreciate.
Okay.
What sort of difficulties would a blind person face on a day-to-day basis? The student wrote, seeing.
Absolutely. That'd be about it. That sums it up.
This one's kind of funny. It's critical thinking and problem solving.
Oh boy.
Suppose you wanted to build a house on this land, and there's a little picture of like
Okay.
some picturesque land with bunnies and deer walking around in the background. It says, suppose you wanted to build a house on this land and still protect its natural resources. What could you do? How would it protect the natural resources? The student wrote, you can just forget about the house.
All right.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of true.
Yep.
Just don't build there. That's how you could protect it.
Yep.
So this one's funny. Geometry shapes, and we've run into this already before, but it says name these 2D shapes, and there are like circles and ovals and rectangles and triangles. But the student has went through and gone Jade, Charlotte, Charlie, Sophia, Harriet, Emily, Maria.
That's funny.
This one's funny. It says find the difference between 8 and 6. And the student wrote, 8 is all curly, 6 is not.
That's good. It's all curly.
Oh my gosh. This is the last one, okay? But this one says, list 4 ways we can communicate other than sending a letter through the mail. And I'm telling you, this looks like a child's handwriting.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. It says Twitter, Facebook, FaceTime, Grinder.
Okay.
Uh-huh. It looks like a kid's handwriting, though. I'm telling you. I mean, you can follow the link and check it for yourself, but that's what it says.
Yeah, the last one is suspicious.
It is when they didn't get points for it. But also, it looks like it's been graded by a teacher.
Yeah.
So, you never know. I mean, kids pick up stuff from all over.
Yes, they do.
But anyway, I thought those might be kind of funny to
I
go through a
enjoyed
couple
them.
of those.
That
I said, I used to sit in Sister Coleman's class when I was her teacher's aide, and I would just read this kinds of stuff on the internet all day.
Right.
I would laugh my butt off at some of these.
Right. I like good, funny creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So anyway, you know that I promised that the listeners that there would be a test at the end.
Yep, and I hope they sharpened those number 2 pencils and got them ready.
Well, that's right, and you're going to take the test first.
All right, I got my
pencil. You, buddy. You're ready?
Yep.
All right. Well, just so you know, I already took this test too.
Okay.
And I'm going to share my results, but let's go through it with you, okay?
All right, let's do it.
This is going to determine what kind of funny you are.
Okay.
The first question, there's 11 questions only.
Gotcha.
Okay? So all of you people at home, Reid here is going to take it first, so he's even giving you a leg up.
Yeah.
It's only 11 questions. Here we go. First one. There are 4 memes. I'm going to have to describe them to you. You might not recognize them all. I don't even really myself, but you're going to have to choose one of the 4. Okay? The first one is like somebody demonstrating that you can use flex tape on like anything, I guess. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's like an old meme from, because remember, I think they were trying to do everything with that flex tape and sell it all over the place.
Right.
So that's one of the memes. It has something to do with flex tape maybe not working or something, or a failed demonstration of the flex tape. The second one is of a house fire.
Okay.
And a little girl is in the foreground just cheesing, just smiling at the camera. But the adults like trying to take a picture of their house fire. And the kids thinking that their parents like taking pictures of them. They're like smiling and
okay.
Then the third one is Salt Bay. I didn't know him till TikTok. He blew up on like TikTok, and he does this stupid thing where he brings food out to your table and he picks up salt and like bounces it off of his arm and sprinkles salt all over your plate.
Okay. I've not heard about that.
Yeah. Well, it's like a meme. A lot of people like imitate him and stuff like that. And then the last one is this meme. I have seen this before where a guy's got 2 options. It's like 2 buttons.
Okay.
And it just shows him just like sweating bullets over trying to decide which option to take. And usually people write their own answer in there. Like you might write Democrat, Republican, for instance. And it just shows him just sweating bullets. This one doesn't have anything, but it's just showing that meme because people use it quite a bit.
Right.
So which of those 4 would be your choice? Do you think is the funniest to you?
Well, the one with the kid in the house fire, is it like a little kid,
Yeah.
like a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my pick.
Okay.
Because that's what I imagined it was, some small child smiling because they're used to, if mom's got the camera and I'm in the shot,
Uh-huh.
smile.
She's like, yeah, or
Yeah,
she's just used to having her picture taken
uh-huh,
maybe, and she doesn't realize that
right.
like there's a fire
Yeah,
going on
right,
behind
yeah.
her.
That'd be my pick. I like that one.
Okay. The next one's similar. Okay, just when they're not all going to be like this though. Okay. But this one wants you to answer the same thing. Which of these four memes do you most relate to? One shows a guy from that Futurama show, and he says, "Not sure if everything is expensive or I am just poor." It
Okay.
just shows him sort of like scrunched up thinking about that.
Is
Is
that
everything?
Fry?
Yeah, Fry.
Okay.
The next one shows I think that singer, I can't think of what his name is right now. But it shows him like being upset, giving you the hand, like don't talk to me, talk to the hand, and it shows going to work.
Okay.
That's his like sort of attitude, going to work, to talk to the hand.
Mhm.
Then it shows him like being thankful and like pointing up towards God, and it says going to work to pick up my paycheck.
Mm.
So it's showing the dichotomy between
Right.
like I don't want to go to work, but I will. I love it on paycheck day. The third one is a scene from The Office where Jim and the boss are shaking hands, but Dwight is left out. He's in the background, just like looking confused, like why am I being left out? How come he's not shaking my hand? And it says me thinking we're still in 2020, and it shows the boss and 2022 as like being the ones shaking hands.
Mm.
So it's just saying basically you feel like you're still back in 2020, and we're like all the way up in 2022 now.
Huh.
And then the last option is a blank one. I don't know if it's just failed to load, or maybe that's your choice. You don't like the other three.
I guess maybe the blank one. I don't really know those three stand out to me for any reason.
All right, we'll take that blank option. Would you agree that you are the funniest person in the room? Strongly agree, depends on the room, disagree, or agree? How funny are you? Are you the funniest person in the room?
What were the four options again?
Agree, disagree, strongly disagree, or depends on the room.
I almost want to go with depends on the room.
Is that what you want me to click?
I think so, because I don't want to say agree, but I also don't want to say disagree, because I think I'm decently funny.
So depends on the room.
Yep, that's what I'll go with. Depends
All
on the
right.
room.
Pick a sitcom out of these five.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which would you rather sit down and watch? Is how I took it.
Okay.
Friends, The Office, Seinfeld, Others, or Modern Family?
Probably Seinfeld.
Yep, that's what I chose too. Are you easily able to use humor to lighten up a tense situation? No, I'm awkward. Yes, of course. My humor is natural, duh.
I don't know. Probably no.
No, you're awkward?
Yeah.
All right. Do you admire funny people? Yes. Obviously, everyone wants to be funny. I don't care, or no.
I'm just going with yes.
On a scale from 1 to 5, how funny do you think your friends would rate you?
At least a 3.
So you want me to put 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Does humor help you in adapting to different situations? Nah. Surely it's a coping mechanism. Or yes.
I'll just go with yes.
Okay. Are you more of an LOL type of person or a rolling on the floor laughing person?
Okay.
Like I took that as like, do you like to just laugh, like everything laugh a lot, or do you like to like split your gut wide open when you laugh? But I guess maybe based off the answers, it's more like, do you use LOL more, or would you type out ROFL more? Because it says here are your options.
Mm-hmm.
Who uses them now? ROFL but rarely, or LOL definitely.
I guess LOL definitely.
Okay. Choose an all-time favorite comedy movie out of these 5. So once again, I would take this as which of these 5 would you rather sit down and watch if you had to watch one of them? The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Wedding Crashers, American Pie, Others, or The Hangover.
I think I might go with Others.
Okay. Choose a pun out of these 4. And they also are more like memes, but they're more puns.
Okay.
So the first one shows 2 halves of a kiwi,
Okay.
and it says, "Kiwi be friends."
Okay.
They're like talking to each other. They have little faces and
Yeah,
everything.
okay.
The next one I don't understand. It's like a volcano,
Okay.
and it says, "I lava heart you." Like I heart lava you. I don't understand it. It shows a heart coming up out of the volcano, and it says lava inside the heart.
Huh.
I don't understand that one. The next one is a pizza, and it shows him with like legs and a little face on him, and it says, "You want a pizza, me?" And the last one is it shows a button and a spool of thread, and the spool is holding a needle, and he says to the button, "I'm so into you." SEW. This is your last one.
I think I might go with Kiwi.
Kiwi be friends?
Yeah.
All right. Let's find out what kind of funny you are.
All right. Let's see.
All right.
What
This is
kind
what
of
this test
funny?
says about you.
All right.
You are punny,
Oh, yeah.
not funny.
Oh.
It says, goes without saying that you love puns. You
Yeah.
enjoy a good play of words. Your use of phonetic mix-ups such as spoonerisms and obscure words. Or, I'm sorry, it says you use phonetic mix-ups such as spoonerisms and obscure words. Oddly formed sentences and double meanings are very funny for you.
Pretty close.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, decently, yeah.
I think that's interesting because I kind of agreed with mine, too.
Yeah.
My results said you are witty.
Uh-huh.
You like twisted wordplay that keeps you engaged.
Right.
You have a more educated sense of humor, as you appreciate comedy based on wit. Your humor can be difficult to detect. You like to use sarcasm, irony, and satire.
I feel like that would also apply to me.
Yeah,
in
but
some
I
ways.
thought it was pretty, for just some BS,
Yeah.
and I don't know these memes either. I
Sure.
was just picking stuff.
Right.
I thought it was actually pretty close to how I find myself.
Right, yeah.
And I think you're kind of punny. It kind of goes with the same thing, the wordplay
Yeah.
and all of
Yeah.
that. For all I know, you take this and you get the same results, but you
Right.
didn't. You got a different result from me. You
Right.
gave different choices. So,
Right.
audience, it's now going to be your turn. Tell them what we're going to do, Reid.
Yeah, we are going to post a link to this on our website at contemporaryconservative.net. And then, if you take it, put your results in the comments. Let us know what kind of funny you are. If you're punny, not funny, like me.
Or you're witty.
Yes,
and
like Frank.
Have an educated sense of humor, like Frank does.
Yep. I think the ones where the questions were like yes or had the, kind of snappy lines, like the obviously everybody wants to be funny. I feel like if I took it again, I might switch those type of answers from like just yes to the obviously.
Well, you certainly will be able to take it
Yeah, I
again.
could if I wanted to.
But to me, that sounds like cheating.
Well, I mean, it would
Sounds
be
like you
now.
just want a better result. And
I would just like to see what it might have said. Had
I know.
gone
I'm
with
just
those.
kidding with you
Yeah.
and trying to harken back to the whole conversation.
Yeah, that's right. Test taking. Because those were the type of answers I kind of waffled on. Was do I really want to? Do I really think that type of line fits me, or should I just go with yes? So.
Well, and plus, you have to keep in mind, they're just cheesy tests,
Oh,
too.
yeah,
They're just
right.
to pass time or whatever.
Right.
I think that's what I found this on, was a list of 18 quizzes and entertaining things you can do to occupy your mind or
Right.
something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the list was, but
I thought it was pretty fun though.
well, good. I hope so. Just
Yeah.
sort of a fun little segment.
Right? A test for an episode about tests.
Yep.
But that was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Excuse me, it was good. And listeners, definitely take that test and let us know what your results are. And you can also subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform: Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and many more. You can also subscribe on YouTube. We would appreciate your support.
And as always, we thank you for listening.